Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to an episode of Sosnovka. Alright, what is going on today? First off, we got a couple of things that we did. Well, I did off camera at least. I made some silage bales. So I rented a couple of objects, or leased I should say. So I leased a baler. This one right here. This is the cheapest one that we have. With progressive density, lucky for us. And I also got this guy right here, which is the Asus bale wrapper. And I think that's it. I think if I had to remember, so I changed the robot out. I don't know if I even showed you guys that, but this is a different Lily robot. I can show you that in a moment. So apparently we have all these items leased right now, so there you go. That's what we have leased at the moment. So if I go over to, I guess they're both just lounging about. Apparently this guy has it was idling there. And of course, because Courseplay is out, I have been mucking around with Courseplay. I have noticed it's not a perfect system at the moment, but that's to be expected because it is still in beta. So hopefully when it gets fully released, we'll see some well, it's pretty good right now, but some of the things that I've tried haven't been as awesome as I would like them to be, but oh well. So here's the other Lily Juno. This is the Juno 100, not the 150. This is a smaller model. Similar idea, it's got a charging station, a robot goes back and forth. The difference in this one is the fact that this one is a placeable, and it's a bit, you don't actually have to hire a worker for this one either. So you actually can walk up to it and tell it to stop. So for example, you can set it up. So here in this case, I set up this little path here, so it goes around in a square here. Usually when you set it down, it actually is pretty good about picking up where you needs to go right off the bat, but of course you do need to set it up sometimes. So in this case, when I put it down the first time, I went down over to there for the cows, but I just thought I needed to set it up properly, so I just went ahead and did that. So let's go ahead and set it back on its way here. So when it's ready, it's going to go. And I have tried it on the server, and it seems to do some weird stuff, like it won't allow me to, it won't maintain the cleanliness. I'm not sure the reason why. So like if I progress time a little bit here, you'll see that their productivity or cleanliness is down to 95%, and we should see it increase slowly as the Lily Juno does its job here. Oops, sorry, cow. So we should see that increase slowly. So if I set it to X5 times, we should see this increase once again. But this is one of the weird problems where this number would be really low on the server, and due to that number being really low, they weren't actually clean, but they were still 100% productive, which was the bizarre thing. So maybe it might be the same problem here. So I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on it, give it a go. It works in single player, from what I can tell, but so it's still at 95%. So what will happen, what we noticed on the server at least, and I think the same thing seems to be happening here, is the fact that it looks clean, but it's actually not clean. So I don't know what the deal is there. So it still says 95%. So if I, yeah, see, no, they went up to 100%. Well, maybe it's just on the server then. So it takes a little bit of time to update. Anyhow, but that is the other robot that I got. So also, as you can see, I got the 2 fields cultivated, and they're not planted yet. They're just sitting there ready to be planted. So I need to bust out the Massa Ferguson there and get that rolling. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So I've been testing out like some different things with Courseplay to see how they work and whether or not it actually is advantageous to use Courseplay. For some things it actually isn't right now, as far as I can tell. There we go. And we want the Massey Ferguson. I should put this guy in group 3 actually. There we go. So let's go ahead and fire this up. So I'm going to plant grass in both these fields just to increase our money stores a little bit, because we need some grass for our animals, and you get a lot of grass doing it this way. Now remember, I did point out that there is a big grass field. I think it's right here somewhere, but we're going to leave that for now because I want to plant grass here because it's close to the farm, and I want to test out how this is going to work with Courseplay. Is what I'm kind of curious about. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started here. So courseplay for seeding is a bit interesting. It seems to be fine. Hard worker works just as well. The big thing would be is if you want to refill your seeder, that's where you'd start saving the money using courseplay. Anyhow, just like this, and get that rolling. Go ahead and hire a worker here. There we go. Perfect. But this is the problem why I don't like using hired workers. So that it does stuff like that where it's just like one little part, and I don't know the reason why. So like hired workers aren't always amazing. So anyways, let's try a hired worker, see how this works out. What field number is this? 19. It should already have this actually in this database. All right, field 19, overwrite, yes. This is a 6 meters, so let's go 5.9. Field edge path 19. We are at the southwest corner, heading north, and return to the first waypoint. Yes, sure. And generate the course. Now let's go ahead and just take a quick little peek. Looks good. All right, so let's back this up a little bit. Set it to seeding and fertilizing. First waypoint. There we go. Let's see how this works out. Because one of the weird things is like the hard worker, for some reason on some of these fields, it'll just kind of start and then doesn't do anything else. It's really bizarre. So I don't know what the deal is, but we're gonna let we're going to let the courseplay driver do his thing, and we'll see how it works out. So like one of the things I like about courseplay is the fact that I know where it's going to go, whereas with a hard worker I don't know where it's going to go. So we don't want the ridge markers on. And of course they're already out, so it's just gonna stay out the whole time. Whatever. So that's one of the things I don't like about the hard workers, because sometimes they'll work perfectly fine, and other times they'll just bug out for some reason, and it'll make no sense. This is the weird thing, like the hard worker does a little loop, and this guy, he backs up. I don't know, I think it depends on what item they're using, so anyhow. And I found some of the turns are a bit strange with courseplay too, so anyhow. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this guy, and we're gonna go down to the shop. And one of the things you can do with courseplay, which I love, is let's go ahead and shop farm loop. So this is what I've done with it. So I've made a little loop. This goes from our main farm to the shop and back. So I'm gonna put it in a transfer mode, and I'll just show you what it looks like. Wrong mode. Oh, that helps when I set it up properly. So this is what the loop would look like. So he just follows along. So I have it set so you can see the actually the waypoints. And the reason why you'd want to do this is because you can just pick up stuff from the shop using courseplay and bring it back to the main farm. So apparently I drove through a sign there by accident. Luckily they're non-collidable. But of course, keep in mind if you're doing this with courseplay all over the place, what will happen is you have to pay your workers. So in this case, because I've basically put courseplay, I've hired a driver essentially, so I have to pay the driver in this context to do this little run, and I think it's $1,500 an hour, I think is what they cost, I think, in this game. So anyhow, all right, so he's going to the shop, so you can see the course right now just to see what I actually recorded, and I'll show you what I'm going to do in a second here. There we go. So have a waiting point right here, which is really important because they'll just keep driving around in circles if there's no waiting point. Thank you, sir. Stop driver. I'm gonna go ahead and buy a new trailer. I have a whole bunch of random mods on my my mods folder now. I'm gonna go for the biggest one, the 10-meter long one. This is our Black Sheep made this one, the G.Skill trailer. It's really cool. You can have the ladder design, which is this right here, or non-ladder design. I like the ladder design. I'm going to use it for bales primarily, so yeah, you only have those. So ladder straight. Yeah. Stray. I guess there's some missing a T there. We'll go ahead and buy that. We're not going to lease this. We're just going to buy it because we're going to need it eventually in the future again. Alright. Let's go ahead and grab it out of the shop. I really don't like how it puts things like right in the building on this. It's neat how they did it at first, but like when it becomes like every single object gets in there, it just seems really a little odd. So let me show you this trailer real quick. Let me hop out of it here. There we go. This is what it looks like, the G.Skill trailer. This is for bales or pallets, whatever you like. Interestingly enough, this particular one actually auto loads as well, and it works on a server, which is really bizarre on a server. Auto loading never worked on a server before, so I was really surprised when I found out it did work on the server. So, hey, it works. It's cool. So there you go. That is the return course right there. But the nice thing now is I can go check on this guy and see how he's doing. Apparently he's making his way here. He's actually doing a decent job. Oh yeah, this one doesn't fertilize. I keep thinking this thing fertilizes, but it doesn't. But of course, if you want to change the way this works, so you can have it set up so it automatically refills itself. But in this case, I'm not sure what's more expensive, if the workers buy the seeds themselves, or whether they refill at this area over here. And the reason why I say that is because I believe this refill point on Sosnovka acts like a placeable, which is considered more expensive. I don't know how much more expensive though. So that is the downfall there. But he's doing his thing. He's returning. But this is the nice thing. So like, if there's traffic, he should theoretically just follow behind traffic if you drive on the right side of the road, and that's the important part there. Anyways, I'm going to take over here. But yeah, that's the deal with this guy. I don't mind these Zetor tractors actually. Originally I was kind of like, they're okay, but they're actually not so bad. All right, so because we're kind of trying to make a little bit of silage bales. Silage bales are worth quite a bit of money in this game. We do need some for the cows. So we're gonna use some of them for the cows and some of them for other things. Let's see here. I need to change it up. What is it? Work position. There we go. Square bales, Z, round bales. There we go. So there you go. That's how this trailer works. It's not as the instructions aren't as good as I would like them to be, but say la vie. But that's the auto loading. And these trailers are always super cheap, but this is I could theoretically grab them with the front loader. That's another way I could do it. I know this seems like cheating, but I'm okay with that. If you're not, well, sorry, I guess. There we go. So how many bales did we get in here? We got 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not too bad actually. Now the crazy part about this trailer is the fact that it is like so cheap in comparison to like the other auto loader that you get in game, the Ursus one. It'll do the same idea basically. And to unload, let's see here. So they just stick on there, and this actually works with pallets as well for wool. So it's a nice little aspect of it. Yeah, that hard worker seems to be doing all right. I don't think I have running into any bugs yet. Errors, that's just a sweeper. That's just a graphical error. It's not really a big deal. One thing I have noticed is that the turning now is a bit different. Let's check our cows. Do our cows actually need silage? No, because we gave them hay, which is cheaper to make. Okay, cool. They need power food, which we could give them soon, actually. But we still need a mixer for that. Let's go ahead and sell these bales then, just because I'm curious how much we're going to make. So take note of how many bales we made. Where is it? We made 9 bales altogether. And if we go to the finance screen, wow, we're paying $20,000 in leasing costs. That's just today, I guess, and yesterday. 4,000 in sold milk, not too bad. Seed cost, fertilizer cost, biogas plant, field job. Oh, okay. I was like, field job income. I don't remember seeing that one. I guess 'cause I'm so used to playing on the server. That's why I'm like, So in order to unload, you can unload to the left. So you can go, where is it? Unload center. So it's 10. So you can go to the left, to the right, to the back, like that, or to the center. It's nice how it has a little like image that comes up with this trailer too, which is pretty cool. Anyways, so this building May not be as easy as I would like it to be. We're going to give it a go. So we're going to go unload center. And I don't know if they're going to roll around. Yeah, they do a little bit. So I'm going to drive through here slowly, and we'll see what happens here. So it's 1470 per bale. So I forget, I think I'm on normal, but 1470 per bale. So how much money do we actually make from all those bales? 13,000. And that's just from a little tiny strip. So in this game, silage bales are the way to go. Now I do have the biogas plant installed on here too, or the BGA extension I should say, and that one is also a really awesome mod, but it does take a lot of money to get started up as well. It's not like a simple, like, you just start selling stuff in it and it's done. It's more in-depth than that, that's for sure. So perfect. So I made 15 grand just from that little tiny strip there, so that's not too bad at all. Good. And I think we need to fertilize this field once again, because that seeder does not fertilize. Memory serves. Where is that? Oh, it's right there. Okay, perfect. Are we going to be able to just squeeze through there? Just barely. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and fertilize that field. And we'll have a grass crop soon enough. I guess we could start doing silage too at some point. With the it's funny, I really find like with the least function, it almost makes things too easy sometimes, because you can get like the biggest, as long as you have like do a couple jobs, you can like basically start right from the beginning with like decent equipment if you want to. So that's been my feeling at least. What is he doing? So this is the weird thing, like when they have to line up, this is the one downfall. This is the same with the high workers too, they do this. But with a square field, Courseplay has no problems, it seems like. But if there's like an odd shape, like the other field, field 14, it seems to have a bit of a problem with it. So I don't know what the deal is. 1 second, coffee break. We'll sit here and watch this hard worker for a second. So good. That's the last of the coffee for me for today. So let me just double check. That should be 3 stages of fertilization. Yes, there it is. Perfect. Apparently the plow missed a little bit there though. That's fine now. It's funny with the 3 stages of fertilization, it's like in some cases it seems, I don't know, I like it because it adds a bit of an extra challenge, but on the other hand it's like, well, in reality you do fertilize more than once. But it just seems a bit strange the way it works sometimes. Feels a bit light on the front end here. I don't know if it seems that way. Oh yeah, it definitely is. There we go. Get that last little bit there. Nice. Wait for that guy to finish the work there. Yeah, I didn't realize that was that to be. I thought I don't know if I actually bought one of those weights. I have an AGCO weight, wherever that is. That's no fun. Let's go check to see where that is, actually. I'm sure it's around here somewhere. It's funny, I love how the keyboard steer actually has the function where you can switch the camera to the right location. Originally, I actually used 2 mods for that. In 15, I had one mod for the keyboard steering mod, which is the one that looks, when I turn my wheel, it looks in the direction of the wheel. And then I had a mod called Quick Camera Mod, which was the one that would look in a particular direction. So like if I'm looking this way, I want to center it. That's what the Quick Camera would do. But now with keyboard steering mod, it actually has that built in. You just need to set it up. So I just changed the buttons to the same ones as Quick Camera used to be. So where on earth is the weight? Thought it'd be like right there, but apparently it's not. Alright, let's go check on the cows, or the cow area, to see if it's there. Yeah, you can see that weighed down a little bit. I wonder if you can see the tires being weighed down too. One thing to note about this little Lily Juno is the fact that it creates like a little box around the around where the trough is basically. So what will happen is if you try to drive your tractor in it, you'll get in the way basically. I have no idea where that weight is. Yeah, definitely don't know where that went in. It's obviously somewhere, but it might be over by the vehicle shop, whatever they call that thing, the workstation thing. Of course, we're just waiting for that worker to finish this work. That's why we're kind of just waiting, giving it time. Is it right here? No, it's not there. Oh, there it is. Alright, let's pick it up. There, that should look a bit more even now. I don't know how much weight this thing is. 650 kilograms. Okay. There. Now this tractor should be weighed down quite a bit now. Can you see the tire squatting at all? A little bit, not much. Not as much as you think, though, at least. Alright, let's go ahead and double check on that worker, see if he's done yet. Now you could set up a courseplay course to come and manually unload as well, but for now I'm just letting it. The fields aren't nearly big enough to worry about refilling yet. So, all right, he's almost done. But because it's grass seed, I think if it was other seed it would cost a little bit more, but because it's grass seed, it's not expensive at all. But you can see how it works, but I guess would be the way I would say this. 6.6? I don't think it's 6.6, is it? I think it's actually smaller than that. I guess we should do this way. 6.6, that seeder is definitely not that big. Where is it? I think it's just 6 meters. Oh, it's owned. Yes, it is just 6 meters. Alright, let's change the working width to 5.9. There we go. And we'll close courseplay because we really don't need it up. There we go. But the difference here is now I'm going to use the seat up, so I'm going to have to refill. But you can see how fast you can go. Like, I find that the hard worker, it does a good job for the most part, or like even with courseplay does a good job, but I find that the turns is what's super slow. It's like, really? You're done? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Like, the workers don't do turns like I just did there. And because of that, it's super slow. It feels super slow, at least, in comparison to what I just did. Like, that's like, what, a 2-second turn in comparison to like their 5-minute turns? I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it feels like it's that long. How do you guys feel about those turns? Do you feel that it's a little bit too long to make the turn? I don't know. Just the way I feel about it. But you can see how much faster you can do it yourself. It's just a question of whether you want to do it. Like, this is just the last little bit of the field here, so I don't mind doing it, but if I wanted to do something else, like take care of the animals, for example, then I might be less inclined to worry about it. But we definitely need some SOB weights in here. I'll probably sell that AGCO weight and get an SOB one. Probably after I record this, realizing that I don't have any, which is a crying shame because they're amazing weights. And they work for all the tractors, which I love. You can go from like small tractors to big tractors, which is the cool part about it. It's funny, on the server right now, I had drive control disabled for a bit, and it was so strange. Like, some things are like really nice to have drive control off, but other things are like really annoying not to have. So like, for example, not having the fill, like knowing how full the combine is, it just throws me off when you don't know that. So it's like, and we don't have glance mod on the server or anything like that, so you can't tell how full the combine is without actually like hopping into the combine or asking the person who's running the combine. So I don't know, that's been my experience at least. And what's the other big thing? 4-wheel drive. Yeah, you can live without 4-wheel drive. The matching the speed of the combine is kind of nice, although on a server it's not as slick as I would like. Usually it's actually better to set your Jeep or your cruise control manually and then go from there. This is I'm not sure the reason why the hire workers don't work like this, like don't make the turn like I just did there. I don't know. There must be a reason behind it, right? There must be a reason. I guess they're trying to quote-unquote improve the workers. I don't know. Alright, looks like this is the last turn. It's funny though, when you have like the keyboard steering mod and you have a couple other mods installed, being in cab is like so nice. But I can see how some people would get like annoyed with it just because it's like it always looks the same way, but with keyboard steering mod, I find that I really like this just to be in cab because the camera moves wherever you're driving. It's very nice in that regards. All right, that's the last a little bit. Turn it off, fold it up. Turn off the GPS. There we go. Finish seeding or finish fertilizing. So here's where the seed refill point is up here. There we go. And is that the seed or the fertilizer? I can never remember. That's the fertilizer over there. This is the seed. Let's go ahead and refill that. I love how these things open up. That is awesome. Like, so many little things they've done in this game which make it pretty darn awesome. Alright. Alright, let's finish up this fertilizer and that'll be the last order of business. What I'll do is I will, wrong direction. What I'll do is I'll fertilize and see the other field off camera, so don't have to worry about that again next episode. Also with GPS, it's pretty interesting how this all works out. Let's see how he manages to do this. I can't remember if this one does a speed wobble or not. This is the GPS auto turn function. Well, it's not too bad actually with this one. I think it's the small New Hollands are like the ones that are really bad. That's been my experience at least. They'll like make a turn at like 20 kilometers and they'll do like a speed wobble and it's really bad. But these ones aren't so bad. 1 second, coffee break. But sometimes you run into problems like that where it's like, oh well, I don't want to make that turn. There we go. Perfect. Of course, you can use a follow me mod for some of these things that I've been showing you with Courseplay, but it means you have to take 2 tractors, and then sometimes you don't want to take 2 tractors. Oops. Well, I guess we'll let him finish his turn there. There we go. Perfect. Alright folks, that'll be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Sosnovka. It's been a while since I recorded an episode just because I've been doing some playing some other games a little bit and playing on the server a lot actually. So anyways, that's it for me for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more Sosnovka. Catch you guys later.